Okay, everybody, we're back, and we're playing Jeopardy for the PS3 now. Let's see how I do this game, huh? And the birthday bank, we have $2,984,079.
Is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Rivet.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. Breakfast. The short form. Biology. Literary geography. War. And celebrity siblings. All right, Neurospora crassa is this type of fungus. It grows on bread, but in the wild is found on burned vegetation.
What is yeast? Or mold?
Player 1. Right. Player 1. Stomata. Leaf pores that take in this gas enlarge when its level in the air drops below normal. Okay, player 1. Sorry.
Dang it.
Any other takers? Here's the response we were looking for. Carbon dioxide.
Oh, alright.
You get to pick. To help make sure your brain stays fueled, give its cells less of this hormone for glucose uptake.
What is insulin?
Let's hear it, player 1. You are on the plus side again. Please. Linus Pauling found the structure of keratin, the main component of nails, and this human body part.
What is skin?
It's player 1.
Oh. It's hair.
Any other takers? The correct response is hair.
Ah, well, it's okay.
You again. About 25 species of this arachnid, most in the family Buthidae, have venom that'll kill you. 1,200 others sting like a bee.
What is a scorpion?
Player 1. On the plus side again. Select again. This breakfast meat comes in links or patties, and its name is from the Latin for salted.
What is sausage?
Player 1. Player 1. The name of this breakfast item is also used as a verb meaning to speak or write evasively. Yes, player 1.
What is egg? I don't know.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Waffle.
Oh, okay.
Player 1. This fancy egg dish is said to have been created at Delmonico's in the 1800s. Even then, hollandaise sauce was used. Okay, player 1. Good. Player 1. In 1890, a woman named Nancy Green represented this character, the symbol for a pancake mix.
Who's Mrs. Butterworth?
Player 1.
Or Aunt Jemima? Aunt Jemima.
In England, this dish, bread dipped in an egg and milk batter and fried, is called Poor Knights of Windsor.
What is French toast?
Yes, player 1. That is correct. Please pick again. Gridiron stars Peyton and Eli.
What is Manning?
It's player 1. That's correct. Player 1. Music makers Branford and Winton. It's player 1. Yep. We were actresses Meg and Jennifer.
What is Tilly?
Yes, player 1. You are correct. Player 1. Filmmakers Joel and Ethan.
What is Cohen?
Player 1. Good for you. Player 1. Figure skaters Sarah and Emily. Let's hear it, player 1. You are correct. Player 1. Pick again. In chapter 8 of this novel, Atlanta is very exhilarating and temporarily even better than Tara.
What is Gone with the Wind?
Yes, player 1. Yes. Player 1. In the preface to the Moonstone, Vishnu commands 3 Brahmins in this country to guard the title gem night and day. It's player 1.
India, yep.
Player 1. In Pride and Prejudice, Mrs. Bennet says, "The country is a vast deal pleasanter than this city."
What is London?
Let's hear it, player 1. That is correct. Let's get Sarah's assistance on this clue.
Hemingway's vivid description of Pamplona's San Fermin Festival in this 1926 novel helped make the running of the bulls a world-famous event.
Let's hear it, player 1.
What is A Farewell to Arms?
Sorry.
Dang it.
Any other takers? Here's the response we were looking for. The sun also rises.
Oh, okay.
You again. It's the Daily Double. And you have the lead. What'll it be? All right, here's your clue. It's the first river mentioned in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
What is the Hudson River?
You have maintained your lead. Way to go. We return to you, player 1. Bench presses build up the pecs, short for these.
What are pectorals?
Yes, player 1. That's correct. The Random House Historical Dictionary of American Slang has an 1896 citation of diff, D-I-F-F, as short for this.
What is different?
Yes, player 1.
Or difference?
Correct. Player 1. Rad, meaning excellent, was truncated from this.
What is radical?
Player 1. That's right, way to go. Player 1. The Cosmo Girl doesn't just look good, she can have a convo, short for this.
What is conversation?
It's player 1. Player 1. One of the perks of my job is knowing that perk, meaning a benefit, is short for this? It's player one. You got it. Player one. Henry V and Joan of Arc both fought in this lengthy struggle between England and France.
What is the 100 Years' War?
Player one. That's correct. And I'll hand it off to Kelly.
Gas masks became a key part of a soldier's equipment after poison gas was used at the Second Battle of Ypres during this war.
What is World War I?
Let's hear it, player one. You are correct. Please. In the biggest amphibious invasion in history, 350,000 troops invaded this French region in 1944.
What is Normandy?
Yes, player one. Good. Player one. The 262 model from this German manufacturer was the world's first operational fighter jet. Yes, player one.
What is Messerschmitt? Messerschmitt?
That's it. And the last clue for $1,000. The oldest army unit in the world is this national one, founded in 1506, that guards the Pope. Let's hear it, player one. That's it.
$16,000 at the end of the Jeopardy round.
Player two is going first in the double Jeopardy round, which starts after this. We start the double Jeopardy categories with this one. The essence of things. U.S. city history. Cats and dogs. The Brownings. When they were in high school. And fashion. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player two. A covering for the blade of a knife.
What's a sheath?
It's player one. Hey, you're right. Okay, you'll be a contender if you know this term for a boxer who jabs with his right. Yes, player one?
What is a southpaw? No.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Answer. The first of the two daily doubles. And you're in the lead now. What are you going to wager? Answer this. The deliberate destruction of property or equipment by resistance fighters or enemy agents. You have maintained your lead. Way to go. We're an old school inhalant to give you a nicotine rush. Yes, player one? Hey, you're right. Please. From the Urdu for soldier, it was an Indian native who served in the British Army in the 1800s. It's player one.
Oh, wow.
Any other takers?
What are you gonna do?
Here's what we were looking for. A sepoy.
Oh.
Please pick again, player one. In summer 1847, the newly married Brownings settled in the Casa Guidi, near the Pitti Palace, in this city. It's player one.
Oh. Yeah!
That is correct.
Florence, yeah.
Please. Two of Robert's poems, Fra Lippo Lippi and Andrea del Sarto, were about Renaissance men who had this occupation. Yes, player one? That's correct. Player one. Guess now who holds thee? Death, I said. But there the silver answer rang. Not death, but this. Yes, player one? Oh, that's not right.
Floop.
Anyone else? 2. Player 2, where do we start? Elizabeth attacked this practice in her 1843 poem, The Cry of the Children. Let's hear it, player 1.
No!
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Here's the correct response. Child labor. Player 2, back to you for our next selection. Elizabeth returned to London a semi-invalid and spent the next 5 years confined to her room on this street. It's player 1.
Oh.
That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's what we wanted. Wimpole Street. We return to you, player 2. This Missouri city wasn't named for Scott or Janice, but for the Reverend Harris G., an early settler there.
What is Joplin?
It's player 1. Yep. Player 1. 2 months before the Declaration of Independence, the Rhode Island Independence Act was signed in this city. It's player 1. Correct. It was Arizona's territorial capital from 1867 to 1877, and a university was founded there in 1885. Yes, player 1?
Yeah!
Player 1. Indianapolis was laid out in a wheel pattern inspired by this other major city some 500 miles away. It's player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Washington, D.C. You again, and I'll hand it off to Jimmy.
It was uninhabited when it was chosen as a territorial capital in 1836 and named for a president who died that year.
Let's hear it, player 1. Select again. Siamese kittens develop their full adult color within a few months, but are born mostly this color. Player 1? That's correct.
Alright.
Please. The Bombay cat, a cross between a Burmese and a black American shorthair, originated in this largest Kentucky city. Okay, player 1. That's right, way to go. Player 1. In England, this cat breed was once known as a foreign blue. Player 1? Yes. This dog that derives its name from a place on the eastern shore of the Adriatic is also called a coach dog. It's player 1. Good.
Alright.
Player 1. Corgis come in 2 breeds, Cardigan Welsh Corgi and this one. It's player 1. Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the correct response. Pembroke. You get to pick again, player one. This Western-type tie, made with a cord and a sliding clasp, is also called a shoelace tie. Okay, player one. That's not it.
Ooh.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this?
Okay. Ugh.
Here's what we were looking for. Bolo tie.
Oh, bolo tie.
Player one. In 1966, this Algerian-born designer opened a series of boutiques called Rive Gauche. Player one. You got it. Player one. These pants for women came down to just below the knee and were named for their common use in bicycling. Okay, player one. Good for you. You again. Several years before his topless bathing suits were the rage in 1964, women were buying his tube dresses. Player one. This Spaniard opened his house in 1915 and counted the Duchess of Windsor and Princess Grace among his clients. Okay, player one. Good for you. We return to he ran track at Skyline High in Oakland. Good practice for the role of Forrest Gump. Player one. Good. Player one. As a teen in British Columbia, she said her goal was to be a California beach bum. She got her wish on Baywatch. It's player one. That's it. That's it. The other daily double. And you're in the lead now. Player one, please select your wager. The clue, to make extra money, she sometimes cleaned out the tour bus for her mom Naomi and sister Winona. That puts you even further ahead. As a high school basketball star in Irvington, New Jersey, this royal rapper led her team to 2 state championships. Player one. Correct. Here's the $2,000 clue. He played quarterback for the Terrell High School Tigers before he won an Oscar for playing Ray Charles. Let's hear it, player one.
Yeah!
Good for you.
All right.
Oh, sorry, player three. You'll not be progressing to Final Jeopardy. Here's the Final Jeopardy category. Broadway. You need to select your wager. Now it's time for the Final Jeopardy clue, and here it is. The original 1994 Broadway cast of this musical, based on a film, featured Alan Oppenheimer as Cecil B. DeMille. Did you come up with the correct response?
Is it Sunset Boulevard?
How much
Better
do you
believe
have
it.
in the total with that correct response?
So with my correct response, we're going to add $100,000 to the bank,
Your response?
which is now at
With that correct
$3,084,079.
response, you will gain.
Or no, wait, $90,000. Excuse
Congratulations
me.
to you.
Sorry, $90,000. So it's
We'll see you.
$3,074,079. My bad. See you all for that next segment, everybody.